You guys, it's a trilogy. Ugh. Hey guys, it's Jess from She's the Posh, and here we are. I'm making a trilogy on my Rebag saga. If you don't know, check the playlist because I have more than one video on this. This is the third, but I'm just gonna start off right where we left the last video. We left it with me filing with the Better Business Bureau. We left with the information they are saying is that my 3 Louis Vuitton boxes arrived in the one box, but my utility was not in one of the boxes, but my front row sneakers were. And how I sent it was with utility box. I had a Louis Vuitton Nano in a box. I had my Ranger sneakers in a shoebox, and I had the front row sneakers in bubble wrap on the side. So this magical Louis Vuitton box happened. It made my utility disappear and put shoes in it. So I left with that with kind of some conclusions where I thought that most likely there was theft. It didn't fall out of the box because shoes don't just jump into other boxes. I showed you the magnetic box, how that was done, and that's where we are. I did the Better Business Bureau post, which I explained to you is not a guarantee of me getting my money. It is just a way to put it in writing so that when people are searching, when you search like review a company, the Better Business Bureau like pops up right away. So you have like the actual website will pop up with their ratings, but they can control that, right? It's their website. They can kind of control the narrative of that. So having it on the Better Business Bureau means it'll be up there to up to 3 years and people will know what happened. And hopefully that will help them either way. So that's why I posted it. So when I got the response, that's where we're up to. We are gonna go over the response. And this was from D from Rebag, and D explains, well, I'm not going to read it word from word, but I'll put it right here on the screen. You can pause it to read, but in a nutshell, she is putting some numbers here on that, and those are the number codes that are associated with the items. So basically it's the same thing, saying that based on their footage, which they never shared. So when you're on the Better Business Bureau, you can share images, which I did, and they never shared these images with the Better Business Bureau or myself. So this is just their claims, without any pictures or evidence, that who's to know where they got lost at. It could have got lost in Fedex because of my packaging skills. So they again insult me based on my packaging skills. They don't address the fact of my argument, which is the sole argument in the complaint, is they owe me the money because they claimed ownership because it was checked into their website. That was my complaint. And they completely dodge, right? These companies just dodge and weave, and she has the nerve in this email, if you see right here on this spot, to send me a link to explain to me how to properly seal a box. This damaged magical LV box in there that makes things disappear and transfer, apparently. It was my bad packaging skills that caused this to happen. Obviously, I responded a little pissed off. So when I got that regular email, I wasn't sure if that was going to be the business response because it takes a little bit before I receive it. So again, when I checked on the Better Business Bureau, it was the same email. So I was just livid when I got that last week. I did verbal diarrhea on Instagram because that's what I've been doing. You're my free therapy on there. That I was just being insulted again. So basically all the emails that I received from them is never them addressing the fact that it was checked into their system. Not one of the customer service things ever mention it. The only person that ever acknowledged that that really happened was my sales associate. She agreed with me. She said that clearly shows it's in our system, but it must be a glitch. I don't know how that happens. The only one that's ever addressed that that actually happened. Rebag, customer service, whoever their main people, just completely ignore what the claim was. I responded to that email. There was 2 emails where they were giving me the option. Again, she gave me the option of them shipping all my items back to me or me accepting the credits for the 2 bags that they're gonna keep because they're gonna send the shoes back, and then they'll give me a $500 good faith credit. So obviously I said I don't want anything and I want everything sent back to me. I said, I just want everything sent back to me, because I don't want to give them any more of my money. Yeah, I get that credit. Let's say, I get the credit and it adds up, I think, to like $1,800. What is the odds I'm going to find something right around that? I just don't want to give them any more of my coin. So I asked it all to be sent back. Now we come to yesterday, which was Monday. Today's Tuesday, but you're probably not going to see this till Wednesday because that's when the box is coming. Yesterday, I got 3 emails from Rebag because why the heck not? The first email is them checking in my items once again, but without the bag, right? So I'm like, okay, so they're getting it out of the system. So this is how they're fixing it, I guess. this? What's the point of this? I want all my items back, right? I don't understand why they're doing this. And then I get this email. You're receiving a credit. And I'm a little confused when I got this because I'm not receiving a credit because I asked for all my things to be sent back, 2 separate emails. I even went on to the site to see if there's anything I needed to click. First, when I saw it, I was like, maybe they're giving me some credit for the bag because they're supposed to be sending all my items back. So then I click on the email and it says, here's your credit we've issued you. And it has the 3 bags on it, but the amount is only for the 2 bags. So apparently they're ignoring my wishes and they sent me just the shoes back when I asked for everything. But also, what do we see in this email? That they are agreeing to pay me for the bag that was lost, again in writing. Literally, guys, I have it in writing again that they are agreeing to pay for the bag that they lost. Again, showing possession. How are they this incompetent? How are they so incompetent that their system lets this happen? I am one person. If they can't control emails, they should be like controlling all the emails that come to me. How do they not know what all the emails are coming to me? Wouldn't they? Should they put it on a freeze or something? It is just disgusting. So again, when I saw this, I was like, oh, maybe they're paying me for the bag? Like, I'm confused. And then I scroll down and I see the amount. And you notice what that amount is? Minus the $500 that they said they were going to give me in good faith. So let's just say they made a mistake and they didn't realize that they had made that mistake. And they thought that I just wanted the shoes back when I said I want everything back. I want everything returned to me. That's my choice. I want everything returned to me. They got confused because, words are hard. So they still didn't give me the $500. They are already going against their word. They didn't pay attention to my wishes of having everything sent back. And they also are going against the word of the extra $500. So they can't be trusted anything they say because I have that in writing that if I accept this credit for the other 2 things, they're giving me extra $500, which they clearly have not done. So one of 2 things have happened because the 3rd email is saying my items are shipped back to me and it is just 1 box. And I got the items and they're coming tomorrow. It has to be signed for. Luckily, I do have like a Ring camera, so I will be able to see what the box is. And I know the reason I'm recording this a day ahead of time is that once I see the box, I will know what's in there. My hope, which I'm not holding my breath, but it would be awesome and perfect karma if they indeed sent all their items to me and their system automatically gave me the credit for the 2 bags by accident. That would be the perfect karma. That the only way I could think that they could send all those items back to me is if, because one of the things was Celine tote, if they put some of the boxes in the tote and sent it back to me, that's the only way I would think that all 4 items would fit in there. When we open the box tomorrow, we'll see if I doubt that that's the case. But wouldn't that be awesome? Because if that happens, we're gonna purchase something and then run. So where are we now? So I decided to respond to the Better Business Bureau with this new evidence. So that's what I've done. I went ahead and I responded to them and I thought it was the perfect amount of sass. I'll make sure, again, I'm not going to go reading word for word because you guys are not scared of words. You know how to read. It's like I am reading Rebag right now. So here it is. But in a nutshell, with my sass, I explained to them, you never answered my questions. This is not what the complaint is about. The complaint is not about what happened to the bag. I agree with you that you do not have the bag in your possession. What I'm talking about is the fact that someone is responsible for that loss. Someone has to take the loss of that bag, right? Someone's going to lose the money. Am I the one that's going to lose the money, or is Rebag going to be the one that loses the money? Based on the evidence I have put together, I believe that Rebag is the one who's responsible for losing the money. And the reason that is because I got an email that it was checked into their system. On the actual website, it said it also that they had it. And you can clearly see that they are not accepting the shoes, right? The shoes they say we don't want to accept. One of the shoes, they said the inside was a little worn. They're actually able to write that the inside was a little worn, and they said the soles were painted. And I do use like shoe polish and stuff like that to clean up the white. So they consider that like painted and they weren't gonna accept it. Fine. But for some reason, that bag, it's really hard to take that bag off or make notes that they never received it. So there's nothing in their notes that say they never received it. Even now, when you click on it, it still has that bag on there, and you click on the details and it just wipes everything else out and just says my credit is 1,300 and some. So clearly they had issues over there with computers, right? Something's wrong. Clearly they've made a mistake. But I say those mistakes, no matter who lost the bag, whether it is FedEx that lost the bag, whether it is due to your shipping and receiving departments, regardless of where the bag got lost, Rebag is responsible for that loss due to the fact that they received it into their system, and then not once or not twice, but 3 times, I have received notice that you have it. I got an email, I found it on the actual website, and I just got one yesterday that said you are agreeing to pay me the credit, but for some reason your math wasn't mathing and you just forgot to add that to the bottom. Based on that evidence, they owe me it. And I said that for them to really do a thorough investigation, they need to answer some questions, and the questions are, why didn't they mark it in there? Or with FedEx, why am I getting emails still about this freaking bag? Like, what's going on there? And how do they believe the evidence that I've shown them isn't proof? How is this not proof? Explain to me how what I showed you is not proof enough that you have claimed possession. And that's what I said. What I'm asking for is just the credit for the bag. Like, at this point, they owe me like tons of money. I feel like that pain and anguish, and also you guys, they owe you a discount because listen, you've been dealing with my pain and anguish as well. I also noted in there that I'm going to keep the evidence to, whoever's reading this, because it's going to be at the Better Business Bureau, that if there's ever a class action lawsuit against this company, I will still have that evidence saved. We got to sprinkle that in, that I know I'm not the only one. So I went ahead and I copied the exact same thing. I attached it to Rebag customer service so they could see that. And I also attached my essay, because she's the only one that's had my back, and just made me feel like a human. And, I just kind of stated at this point, guys, Rebag is either severely incompetent or they're just mocking me. Because to keep sending me things now about this bag, for you should be able to control things. And the fact that they're talking about their new consignment and they're encouraging more people to send stuff there and they're claiming transparency, but nowhere are they letting you know that it is not insured. Your items are not insured if you send to them. That's not transparency. Transparency is to say, hey, this is what we do. We give you a label. We give you an idea what it's going to be. Your item is insured, so it comes to us. If it doesn't come to us, it's just so sneaky what they're doing. This is past Jess. We're going to have future Jess that's going to have a box. Then we'll all know what's in the box. So right now, think to yourself, what do you think's in the box? Do you think they sent everything back to me and they made a mistake and gave me a credit? Or do you think they just ignored me completely and it's just gonna be my shoes thrown in there and I'm gonna be missing the magical box that makes utility bags disappear? Discuss. Take it away, future Jess. It's future Jess here. So let's talk about how Rebag's a liar. Rebag's a liar. And we've got the box. So let's open the box. I was actually quite hopeful. This is a large box. So I thought maybe they actually sent everything back to me and made a mistake. As you see, as you open the box, it's my boots and the magical box is missing. If I sent you these shoes in said box, why didn't you send them back in the same condition you received them? And by condition, I need to show you guys. So here's all the stuff, the unboxing, but let me show you how the items came to me. So here are my front row sneakers. One of these was untied. I had them both tied. They didn't want to take them because I use shoe polish to clean the bottoms of my thing. So I said, that's fine. But I had these in there and it covered in bubble wrap. It wasn't in bubble wrap, but they had it in tissue paper, as you saw. Look how disgusting the inside of my sneaker is. I don't know if you can tell, but there's like dirt and disgustingness in there. And before I send everything out, I wipe the whole shoe down. I wipe this, the bottom, all that stuff. So look how disgusting that is. What the heck was my shoes going through to get that dirty and disgusting? We have the boots and we have like some scrapes and stuff, but I know they're mine because I got them at Fashion File and they still have the sticker there. So it came with the box and the shoelaces. And then it came with this empty receipt. This had the receipt and the original information about the shoes in it. That paperwork is gone. You need to see the inside of this box. What the hell happened to this box? I have never had my shoes, like those shoes, I never store them in the boxes. I save them. I store them out. But when I shipped it to them, they were in the dust bag. So scuffs like this shouldn't happen, right? Look at the top of the box. I did have a little bit right here, but like, look at this. So it seems to me they took my shoes out of this box and just threw them in without being wrapped up, and then it was fumbling around for this to happen. They never sent my items back. I'm furious on the state that they were sent back. The fact that the box isn't in there is telling, because that never happened. I don't believe a word they're saying. So what I did is I contacted Fedex on the phone. Like, I actually got a person on the phone to see what information I could get. So I told them what happened. I said, I didn't purchase it, so I can't file a claim or anything, but I just have some questions. So the first question I asked, I said, would FedEx ever deliver an open and damaged box? They said no. If the box was damaged, then the driver would note that and then ask Rebag if they would like to refuse the item. So it was their determination that the damage and opening happened after they gave the box to them. I also asked FedEx, can you tell me, I have two numbers here. I'm not sure which box was the one that was attached to the one they're claiming is damaged. Can you tell me if any of these have a claim on them? Did Rebag reach out, put an investigation on this box like they said they did? There have been no investigations or claims made on either of the tracking numbers I gave them. Rebag never filed a claim or reached out to FedEx. And why would they not do that? Because they already know that the damage and everything happened when they had it. So it is officially determined someone at Rebag stole my bag. This is sufficient evidence. I think that this might be good enough to file a police report. I am going to look into that, I think. I'm going to look into filing a police report. So what I think happened is someone in shipping and receiving, after they got the box, they went ahead and they damaged it, opened it, took the item out, switched some things around off camera, and then went on camera. And again, they have never shared the documentation that they say they have of my bag. FedEx has shared the information with me that the item arrived undamaged and there was never a claim filed on either of the boxes. So someone's telling the truth, and I believe FedEx is the one to tell it, because if their claim was filed, they would know it would be associated with that number. So there you have it, guys. Rebag's a liar. I have them caught in their lie because I have proven that my items arrived there undamaged. The box arrived undamaged. And if the box is damaged, then someone in the department did steal it. And then FedEx also confirms that they lied, that they never actually reached out with FedEx and filed a claim. That is it. So I guess the trilogy goes on. I have my Katniss Everdeen, Brayden, so we might be going to war. And then after I talked to FedEx and I said, whatever you can tell me, I understand you can't give me the full information, but they said, I can tell you there was never a claim filed and that we never deliver open, severely damaged boxes without noting it. That wouldn't happen, period. So the damage happened after Rebag received my box. And there you have it, guys. So apparently the saga is going to keep moving on. I'm going to contact them and say, my shoes were missing the box you said they were. I'm going to ask for all my things back. I'm also going to let them know that I talked to FedEx and a claim. Nothing was ever filed, an investigation. They never filed an investigation with FedEx. When I talked to them, what FedEx had told me, and there we go. Let's see how they respond to that. And always, guys, like, thank you for watching. Thank you for the support. And let me know if you have any suggestions on what I should do. And I'm going to try to calm down. I'm going to try to calm down, but I don't feel like I can just yet. Bye, guys.